Hello everybody! Hi, and welcome back to basically reading your notes to Pixonic. Today I am going to read off notes about the maps and some gameplay of them. But first off, we always have to have our music on. Oh yes we do. I don't know if you can necessarily hear that very well, but maybe it'll fill in some dead space. If you'd like to add anything to these little conversations we have every once in a while, please feel free to add it to the comments. First off, I'm just going to talk about mainly maps today. So, I'll get around to some other stuff later on, but we need some different play styles. For example, deathmatch. A deathmatch would open up whole new doors for people who have multiple bots, but not exactly enough time to use them. A couple examples of this is I have 5 bots, and sometimes I get through the whole game with only 2. I'd like to be able to use the extra 3 and have an advantage later on in the game due to having 3 extra bots. An ability to have, well, not necessarily an ability, but a reason to keep your bots safe and to keep them operational throughout the deathmatch. Don't have to worry about beacons or anything like that. Everything like that is basically taken care of. Just kill the person that's closest to you. This would enable people to use all their bots and all their skills in various ways. Next one is basically capture the flag. Capture the flag would bring about a lot of use of light robots. An example of this would be the Stalker. The Stalker isn't necessarily used in a higher tier as much, and certainly not the Grepard. The Grepard kind of loses its interest around gold. So, it would bring that more or less about, and all around make it a more fun game, in my opinion. What else? On the subject of capture the flag, if the flag is captured by a small bot, or even a large one, I say that you should not be able to tell which bot it is. Because if a guy is standing up top in a very nice position with a couple of tridents, waiting for somebody to grab that flag and start running off, well, if they've already run off. So, let's get past that. If they've already run off with the flag, a light bot is very easy to hit with a couple of tridents. And without a little bit of nerfing on the part of the long-range bot, it really isn't very fair to him. So if you were to not be able to see which bot had the flag, it would make it a slightly more interesting game, and anybody who wanted to keep track of that would have to keep track of the whole map at once. As well, if you do capture the flag, you pick it up, you take it 500 meters, and then you drop it. I say that the opposing team, or your team, could not be able to take that flag back to its original position, because that would make for a very, very long game. Of course, we have test servers to test stuff like that, and perhaps going back to its original spawn point would be good. The next means at which I would like to speak. Oh, excuse me for just 1 second. I have a little bit of an interruption to deal with. Interruption has been dealt with. Okay, so the next playstyle I'd like to see is kind of based around the playstyle that you tried to implement, Pixonic. Excuse me, interruption's still here. Excuse me, that interruption was due to my little black dog over here with a very loud tail. Again, based off your old design, I guess, or idea for making maps a little bit more surprising, the whole beacon spawn point thing, I really don't think is that good of an idea, but it's an interesting one, and that kind of led me to a newer, slightly original idea of a map that is kind of like borders. So you have border lines, and a bot, okay, a bot would have a certain bubble around it, and that bubble would have a certain area that another bot could not spawn into. Like deep behind enemy lines, if your whole team is pushing forward, the bubble around the existing bots would be maybe 300-400 meters, and so another bot could not spawn within there and get a good kill or even get a good position on another bot, so it could take it out. And that I would call it territories. It's a slightly better idea of mine that I would have implemented. I think it'd be quite fun. A little bit of territories. Of course, you start at your basic spawn points, but after that, everything's off the table. And as soon as somebody else starts pushing into your territory, as soon as somebody starts pushing into your territory, the bubble around the opposing team gets smaller, possibly. Excuse me. But as your area gets smaller, as the opponent's area gets smaller, you can spawn closer into them and possibly even get an Orkin shot at them. Possibly not a very accurate Orkin shot, but one that is good enough to, well, rattle them, to say the least. What else? Ooh, another one. Winner takes all. Winner takes all, I think, would be a very, very good, game option. A game option in which you got one bot. You got only one bot in still a team of 6. This one bot would have like 3 or 4 times the health that it usually would. So you are tanks at that point. You are just utter tanks, and you have to go ahead and take on the other team with less than comparable weapons for it. So this would allow the time of the match to last a little bit longer, but it would be a lot of fun being able to do a lot of damage to the other team and possibly get quite a bit of silver at the end. Just a little bonus, possibly. I know you cannot implement all of these things in your game, because if you did, that lag issue that we had a little while ago, and still is kind of there, but not too bad, would get a lot worse, and I realize that. So, I do know. I do know there are limitations to things that we're asking, but just a good idea. Next would be something that you could implement, and is already implemented in a lot of your games that are competitors to you, such as Clash of Clans. They have the opportunity, and Clash Royale, Supercell in general, 1v1 matches among your squad mates. This would enable somebody in a squad to invite another person and just duke it out. See who has the better setup, who is the biggest dog in the community. And I think that would be a lot of fun to have like a really, really quick 2 or 3 minute match with somebody who you kind of like, and possibly spark some new rivalries among them, and possibly sell a few differences every once in a while. Of course, you could do this possibly through Bluetooth, and have the game not necessarily be connected to Wi-Fi at that point, which would be a lot of fun to play this game outside of an area. I think it really would, and yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun to do that. Again, another way that one person could take out another team. And I think this idea is another original idea of mine, completely original, and I think it would be an amazing idea. A kind of David versus Goliath kind of a thing. One bot, or one guy, one person on a team would be probably level 30, 30, or it could be a perk of being level 30, or maybe even like level 25 you get this perk. But as soon as you match that, you could get, you could be a Goliath. And everybody else on the opposing team, well, it's a full team. One, like, 6-man team. And everybody else on that team would be like David, and you would have an extreme advantage of health, firepower, and etc. But the opposing team would, of course, have numbers. Lots of numbers. Well, 6v1 to be exact. And I just think that's a really amazing prospect of a team. Kind of like a 300 more or less. I think a 300 is a little bit more accurate on that. Much better guys versus a lot less guys. Of course, there'd be a lot more balancing issues, but it would be a lot of fun. It'd be a lot of fun to be on that team and possibly have amazing rewards at the end. Of course, the last two, the 1v1 and the 1v1 would probably not be able to dish out any gold or silver. Possibly put bets in, though. Put bets of maybe 10 gold in, 10, 20 gold, and do a 1v1 match. I think that'd be kind of cool, having like a betting aspect. Gambling, almost. And the squad battle, maybe the winner, or the person who gets the final kill, if the Goliath is able to take down all, like, 6, no, it wouldn't be 6, it would be 5 times 5, 25. If the Goliath would be able to take down all 25 bots, or approximately 25 bots, it would get a pretty substantial silver boost, but no gold, and probably not be able to fill out any achievements of the day. But I think it'd be a really fun mode to go in. And if a small guy gets you, I mean, that is an amazing boost to that small guy who got that final kill on that rhino with the Orkans. Ooh, that'd be amazing. And of course, at that point, you'd see a lot more team. You'd see a lot more groups, like gangs, team up on one rhino, which would, again, come into balancing. But, the final mode. I think that's the final mode. Yes. The last and final mode I'd like to talk about is an infinite mode. Yes, infinite. One single guy. Again, this will probably not dish out any silver or gold or even achievements. But one guy would go up against bots, possibly, or even other guys, and slowly, gradually, gain in difficulty. They would come at him kind of, if it were bots, they'd come at him kind of spread out, and slowly get harder and harder to beat. I think that'd be quite interesting. I guess I could kind of go in with that David and Goliath theme, you know, just a little bit. But one guy starts out with kind of lower level bots. Even if they're AIs, this will be better, I think, for the fan base of WR. And plus, you have AI technology at that point, so why would you want it? But a smaller AI, or smaller AIs would start to come out, and eventually build up to maybe rhinos, and you might even see a Lancelot every once in a while. Who knows? And that would be the final area I'd like to talk about. Next is the dynamic of the game in general. For example, get to know your squad. Getting to know your squad would be an excellent advantage. For example, being able to know what bots were on your team at any given point would be a great advantage. Well, not necessarily advantage, but dynamic of the game, yeah. And perhaps maybe even somebody saying, like, Rhino is coming in, something like that. Again, that could be easily put into all these game modes. And be an amazing aspect of the game to know what you have, what other bots are on your team, and just kind of cool. As well, being able to see your friend's health. Being able to see your friend's health would be an amazing aspect of the game. Of course, you don't want to see everybody's health, but people within maybe 300 meters of you, somewhere that you had direct line of sight to, that you could, if somebody was having a problem over there, and they had full health, against like a Leo that had partial health. At that point, you don't mess with that. That guy's good over there. But you see a guy that has half health against a Carnage that's coming in on him. You want to be able to shoot that Carnage's shield down, and possibly do a little bit of damage to the Carnage itself before the opposing team has a chance to necessarily react upon it. And of course, this could be used as a means to get you killed kind of easily if you're at higher health. But I think it would be a pretty nice aspect to be able to help team growth all around. As well, one thing that I've been waiting for in this game is a proper team chat. And what I mean by team chat is, like, you have comms. And of course you could change around your comm a little bit, kind of like Discord. But you could mute people if you want. You could not deal with that at all. And of course, people who don't do comms would be noted that, oh, that guy has a little symbol above him. Okay, no comms, that's fine. It's fine. I don't mess with that. But for people who want to build teams and build squads and have formations of men, or not men, but bots, I would really like to see like formations of like Carnage and Lancelots going at people at that point. And all around seeing like the fall of a lot of the bad parts of the game. So it's like if you're having problems with certain bots, you can get rid of those. And if you're having problems with long range, you just get a couple of lances together, and you take your squad, and you move around back, you take out all of that long range at that point. Or perhaps move as a complete unit and decimate the opposing team. But nonetheless, comms would be a very, very important part of the squad. And, it'd be an amazing aspect of the game. Thank you very much. Again, if you have any comments, please put them in the comment section. Pixonic, I know you cannot do all these things, but please at least put some time into it. Yeah, put some time into it. Think about what I said, and possibly give me a comment. Give me an email. I think you have my email. You should. I mean, I'm on the test server every now and again, so yeah. See ya. Oh, I think that was fairly good, and my voice is running out, so yeah.